Hey there, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks with your hypothetical for week ending 6/7/2025. I can't believe it's June already. May went so fast. So here's our decision tree. We are going to work through our decision tree, reading every word out loud because it's good practice and it keeps our mind fresh in an emergency situation. Here's our situation. Here's our hypothetical. A box with both a flammable solid hazard label and the UPS hazardous material shipping papers UN 1328 hexamethyltretramine, something like that. 4.1 packing group 3 is broken open in a trailer. There's a small number of particles on the floor that appear to be coming from this box. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, no visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. Answer the questions below based on this scenario. So I'm going to let you guys read through your decision tree, come up with your answer, meet back here in just a minute. Go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so we went through our decision tree. Our box up here is going to be a no. This, we've got a diamond hazard label, so this box is a yes right away. It's not on our prohibited poster, so it's not in this red box. And it's also not one of the diamond hazard labels that is allowed in our system, but we are not allowed to clean up. So that one's a no as well. Brings us over to our green box. And remember, this green box is only if it's an edible liquid. Are we going to say yes to this green box? And I don't know about you, but I don't drink a whole lot of hexamethyltetramine, whatever that is. So we're going to say no to our green box here, which ends us up in our yellow box. We need to have a designated responder cleaning up this damage. Response sheet or containment sheet, we're going to go to our flammable solid response sheet. Seems pretty legit. All right, and that is, I believe, page 7. Go ahead and turn to your page 7 in your decision tree, and let's read. Hazards. Contact may irritate or burn the skin or eyes. Fire may produce irritating or poisonous gases. May be poison if it's inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the skin. Heat, sparks, or flames may ignite the material. That's why we keep a plastic dustpan, a plastic shovel, and a fiber broom with no metal on it, because we don't want something like this, little particles of a flammable solid here. We don't want those to catch fire and make a big inferno in our building, right? I know some of our buildings are maybe not the best, but we definitely don't want that to happen, right? Vapors may travel to a source of ignition and flash back. The material may be toxic as well as flammable. Your protective equipment you should have on: goggles, boots, apron, and gloves. Response action steps. We're going to keep all sources of ignition away from the substance. Avoid any activity that will cause the material to become airborne. I've seen that one before. That answers this question, doesn't it? Avoid any activity that is going to cause the material to become airborne. So when you're sweeping this solid material up, don't get real crazy with it and throwing your broom around and having a good old time. Sweep it up real gentle so that we're not making it go airborne, that it could end up in a fan, or it could end up somewhere like that, that it's then going to get propelled into an ignition source. Solids. Clean up all spilled solid material. No absorbent is required for solids. And then step 4 is all about liquids, so we get to skip down to step 5. Place the absorbed material into a lined spill tray using a plastic shovel, fiber broom, and or plastic dustpan. Ensure that all spill residue is removed from the spill location. Transport the package to the service center for further processing. Waste disposal and decontamination. UPS small package. Designated responders shall refer to the waste disposal flowchart for proper disposition of the package contents and contaminating packaging and debris. Salvageable portion of any package with hazardous material shipping papers must be sent back in a salvage drum. And then refer to any decontamination checklist. Refer to the, not any, refer to the decontamination checklist after the response and disposal process is completed. Decontaminate any areas of the body or equipment that may have been exposed by utilizing the decontamination checklist. So if you're wondering what that is and how to use it, it's this last tab right here on your decision tree, and it gives you a step-by-step of exactly how you should be removing your PPE after you've cleaned up a spill. So if you have PPE that is contaminated, please make sure that you are following this checklist. This is going to give you the least amount of risk of becoming contaminated yourself with hazardous materials. All right, moving on to our next page. Can you sign into the MFA page? Hopefully you got a yes on that one. And again, hopefully you can get a password generated on the MFA site with your RAC FID and token. If not, again, reach out to that health and safety supervisor. I know I need to get to the waste disposal flowchart electronically for every leaker I'm going to dispose of. Yes, we all know that. And I see I put my page break in the wrong spot here. That's all right. Here's our waste disposal flowchart. So as we go through this one, spilled leaking liquid or powder and surrender to the DMP. We didn't spill outside of a vehicle. We didn't enter a drain. We don't have reportable quantity. It's not nicotine or acute hazardous waste. It's not biohazard, pressurized cylinder, controlled substance, pharmaceuticals, or explosives. I'm going to give you a hint. Anything with a diamond label, it's not going to be a non, so that one's a no as well. Is the sum of the remaining liquids? Well, we don't have any liquids, so we know that this one's going to be a no, unless you're giving off noxious odor. So if you've got well, even then, you're still not going to damage it out as a liquid. So even if you've got a noxious odor, we're still going to end up down here in this green box. We're going to follow the applicable DMP procedures listed in the Operator's Quick Reference Guide based on your facility generator status. So that is this green box right here. And what do you do with those RCRA Clean containers? We should know this one by now, right, guys? These are your empty containers, your empty bottle, your empty jug. We've emptied it out into the trash can. Then we get to chuck it, right? We get to throw them away once they are empty. What tools do we use that tell us how to dispose of the hazardous materials? That's going to be our waste disposal flowchart. Now I want you guys to be looking because I am going to start changing this question up. So make sure that you're reading this question, not just finding waste disposal flowchart and marking it. And then I've completed my DOK for being a responder or an RMP this month. If you haven't, you know, not such a big deal. I know operations likes you to have them done by the 15th. So make sure that you're getting those done and turned in. And if you don't know where it is or what it is, shoot me an email and I'll hook you up with it. All right, everybody's favorite page, the last one. Go ahead and do your drop downs. If you are not in the drop downs, you need to contact the person on this list that fits into your territory, whoever your representative is for your building, and tell them that your respiratory indicator is off. That's kind of a big deal. So make sure that we've got that turned on. Make sure you're in the drop downs. Then you're going to hit your brown button and it's going to give you the thank you page. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you watching my YouTube videos, getting the answers to the hypos, right? And I'll see you guys all next time. Have a great, safe week.